Good morning, Steves. It is I, your grumpy guide to all things gaming. It is 8 a.m. It is the 16th day of June 2021, and it is time for the friendly local game store print news of the week. That's for Seth's Games and Anime here in Ventura. The following product should be on the shelves at your friendly local game store, but not necessarily because the world. Anyways, so the following is at least technically being released this week. Let's take a look at what's going on. And right at top, we have from Monty Cook Games, Poultice, Monty Cook's City of the Spire, and a player's guide to Poultice, Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition version of Poultice, a massive hardcover setting for almost $200. Now, I purchased the original Poultice, maps, CD, and all, and was unbelievably disappointed. In fact, I sold it to somebody else and took the loss. And of course, it's Monty Cook, who never finishes anything he starts. So if you see this on the shelf and you want to spend $200 for a city book, you can, but there are better city books for less money. Okay, from Kobold Press, we have a ton of stuff for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. We have the Midgard World Book. We have the Deep Magic Pocket Edition. We have the Kobold Guide to Monsters. And we have the Tome of Beasts 2 Pocket Edition. Pocket editions are the regular book shrunk down to about this size. I have a couple on my shelf behind me. You can see them. So if you're a fan of Kobold Press and the Midgard setting, check it out. From EN Publishing for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, we have Here There Be Dragons. Is a book of dragons and dragon-type stuff for your 5th edition game from EN Publishing. From Nord Games, we have Link's RPG Condition Rings for, you guessed it, Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. This is 96 condition rings to track 24 different things that can happen to your characters, like being slowed, or being exhausted, or being hungry, or being on fire. You take the little ring, you put it on the figure, or you take the little ring and hand it to the player and go, here, you're on fire. 96 condition rings for $40, or you could just buy 3x5 cards. It feels like, God, I mean, I know it sounds like I'm bagging on 5th edition and 5th edition product all the time, but it really feels like you're stretching, guys. I mean, really? Condition rings for $40? From 23rd Century Productions, we have Battle Lords of the 23rd Century for Charlie Foxtrot for the Battle Lords of the 23rd Century game. It's a cluster fiasco, including 5 one-shot scenarios complete with pre-generated characters. So if you're a fan of the Battle Lords of the 23rd Century, you want to get some adventures and pre-generated characters going, here you go. The name sounds familiar, but I'm not familiar with the system. I'll have to look it up. But it's nice to see games supporting something other than 5th edition. From Joff Quest, we have Boldly Go. This is a unique system, $30. Your players are officers in the space fleet type setting, and you explore space and do spacey stuff. So this is a Star Trek style space game using the trait system. I'm not familiar with the trait system, but if anybody else is familiar with it, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll look it up. So there you go. Some Star Trek type gaming for your gaming table that is not D&D, but a new system. From Mongoose Publishing, we have the Last Train Out of Rakken Goll. RAKKEN-GOLL. Rakken Goll. This is a traveler softcover adventure. So basically you go on a space train and you solve some space training type murders and stuff. So it's like, think of the train job from Firefly. Your characters have to rob a train or do stuff on a train or solve a murder on a train, all sorts of train type thingies. And that is it, I believe, for product that is coming to the shelf this week. Let me make a double check. Okay, we also have for 2000 AD, the Judge Dredd and Scrub Sanatorium Dog. We have counters, dice, and miniature sets for the official Dungeons & Dredd miniature game being released this week from Warlord Games. And of course, more stuff for the awfully cheerful engine, because that just seems to be the number one thing going on in the gaming industry that isn't 5th edition. So that is all the D&D product and 5th edition product and hard print product that is coming to your friendly local game store. If any of those sound interesting to you, walk on down to your friendly local game store, that's Cess Games and Anime here in Ventura, and check them out. To me, the train one sounds interesting because I just like trains. And the Mythgard stuff, because I have heard Midgard is a really good 5e setting from people who've played through it. So, yeah, check them out. A lot of 5e stuff this week, very little for anything else. But I'm not going to bag on 5e more than I already do. If you appreciate this content, let me know. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Help me hit 500 subs by August 4th, and we'll do something crazy. Support me through the Ko-Fi or the PayPal. And until next time, I will talk to you later, Steve.